Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to give you a heads up that this video is a bit on the weird side because it's actually two videos that I combined into one, and there's a reason for it. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but basically I intended for this fix to be my initial method, which I left on there. But unfortunately, as much as it helped and reduced my problem, it was still present. So I went in the next week and did a different method, and that finally fixed my issue. But I still wanted to leave the first part of it in there because the first method that I used seems to work for mostly everybody. And like I say on the video, it's possible that it was all user error. Maybe I was doing something wrong, but I wanted to at least give you guys the two options that you can go about fixing this. So with that said, here we go.
Hey guys, welcome back. So yesterday I did the rear diff and the Haldex unit. Car's still up in the air, and that's because today I'm going to take care of something that's been driving me nuts for the last year. And in my situation, it's a rattle, and it happens between 1800 to just under 3000. Every gear, it doesn't matter what mode the car is in, it's always going to happen in that range. And so let me tell you, basically it sounds like a cable inside the door that came loose and it's just dangling against the door panel. So the first thing that I did is I pulled off my passenger side door panel, and I'll put some B-roll from back when I did this. This is almost a year now. So I looked in there and everything is perfectly secured. Everything is fine. So, okay, so nothing there. So I thought, okay, is it something in the B pillar? Is it something under the door sill perhaps? At one point I thought it was under the dash because it all sounds like it's something on this side of the passenger seat, and couldn't figure out where it was coming from until I got on Google finally. Honestly, I should have done that first. Guys, it's the fuel line. The fuel line. Volkswagen, in their infinite wisdom, decided to run the fuel line from the fuel tank to up to the engine bay through the frame rail. And I don't know how it's secured, if at all, but basically it just dangles in there. And when you do mods, such as in my case, when I added the upgraded engine mount and transmission mount, that was enough to cause it to start vibrating inside the frame rail. And that vibration kind of reverberates throughout this whole area. So when you're from the driver's seat, it kind of sounds like it's coming from the door panel, coming from the floor, coming from the under the dash. So, but that's all it is. It's just the fuel line bouncing around. Apparently there's a TSB for it. I've never seen it, but at least from what I was reading on the forums, apparently at the dealership, what they do is that they'll actually spray some urethane foam, I don't know if that's true or not, into the frame rail to keep the line from rattling around. Other people have found other ways to just simply get under there and secure the line. I saw one of them, Jace's Own World. He has a great channel, so shout out to him. I'll go ahead and put a link to his video on it. But basically he just went under there and he just secured it with zip ties. I think that's a better option than going in there with urethane foam, because at the end of the day, if in the future me or the next owner needs to replace that line, good luck trying to do it when you have urethane gunking up your entire frame rail. So we're going to go ahead and do it with zip ties. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this long panel here, because that is where the fuel lines, you see them right there, that's where they run. So we need access to that. This needs to come off. All right, so kind of give you guys a better reference. This panel is held on by 7 of these 10mm clips. We just turn them and that's it. So it's 7 throughout the whole panel. And here at the front we have a T25 Torx bolt. That's it. All right, so here's the frame rail exposed. You see here, this is where the lines go in, through there. And they go through the frame rail, and lo and behold, look at what's here. Does that sound familiar? Because that is our fuel line. And that is just dangling inside the frame rail with no, come on. It looks like I'm doing something bad. I'm sorry, car. But yeah, so, oh, look at that. You see the dark spot on it? It's definitely been rubbing on the frame rail there for a bit. So basically what we're going to do now is just run a zip tie to secure it here. And if I find another spot that I can do it in up front there as well, that's it. So secure it in 2 places and we are done here. All right, so sorry for the light, but all right, so here is the end of it right here. And then the second hole, I was able to secure the white line, because this is the one that was rattling the most. And remember, there are 2 lines that are in here. One is an actual fuel line, the other one is a breather line. But anyway, you see this one here. I don't have the zip tie all that tight. I wanted it tight enough to secure, but not enough to squeeze it. You know, you want to still have some movement in it. So Here you go. Like, it can still move. I can move the zip tie. Like, it's not that tight, like I said, but it is enough to secure it. You know, it's not bouncing around anymore. All right, so coming off from here, we got 1, 2. I'm gonna try to hook up 2 zip ties to run across the whole thing, because this is a big stretch here that they are kind of like free floating. They don't seem to be dangling, but I mean, I'm already down here. I don't want to just do this one side and then come to find out I still have a rattle. But I need to wrap the zip tie around both of them and then get it across here. Okay, I think we're done here. So this is the original one you guys saw. All right, get the lighting there. All right, cool. And then this is the new one. So what I did on this one here, I know it's difficult to show because there's not much work area here to really show it. So I used a smaller zip tie, and what I did, I reached in there, and using a 90-degree pick, I was able to kind of like fish out from behind it, and I wanted to loop the two lines that are in here. Once I looped them together, I went ahead and closed the zip tie, but I left it loose so I can be able to pass this larger one from here. I fed it this way, and I wanted to get this bigger zip tie through that same loop over here. And then again, with a 90-degree pick, this is going to be your best friend. I was able to bring down the tip and have it out, so that way the head of the zip tie was out here and the tip was out here. Then I used a second zip tie, which is this one, the one you see here, and I was able to join them, and then I went ahead and started pulling to have it nice and tight. Again, it's tight, but it's not to the point that it's squeezing on the lines. Like they can still move, but they're not going to vibrate, and that's what we want, you know? Like you see, like they're still playing here. You don't need to go He-Man with this. Like this will do perfectly fine right here. All right, so there you go, guys. Like I haven't even test driven it, but I'm pretty confident that it's already the fix to my problem. A lot of people have done it the same way with nothing but success stories. So yeah, it really is that easy. As far as time goes for this project, honestly, I think if you take more than 30 minutes to do this, you're taking your sweet time and maybe a bathroom break. It really is that fast and easy. All right, guys, so it's the next week. Unfortunately, my zip tie stuff did not work. It did improve the rattle significantly. However, I still hear it. It's still happening towards the front where the frame rail rolls upward into the engine bay, and there's no holes for me to get in there and zip tie the lines together. So I researched more and I found out that Volkswagen actually has a bulletin about this. I'll go ahead and put a picture on it. But basically it says to make sure that the clips are on good, and if they are and the noise is still present, to use the foam kit. I looked for this foam kit, I cannot find it. I don't know what it is or whatnot, but foam, it gave me an idea. So if you've been around household ACs, especially the newer units, you're gonna notice that a lot of the low pressure lines are gonna be insulated with something like this. This is just closed cell foam insulation. And I thought, hold on, I can use this and just stuff the entire frame rail, so that way that'll keep the lines from rattling around. And the best thing about doing this way, instead of, I did see that some people were suggesting to spray the frame rail with urethane expanding foam, which, yeah, that would work. But I didn't want to do that because if I ever, for whatever reason, need to replace my fuel line or the vapor line, I just basically solidified the frame rail with that stuff, and it would be such a pain to replace the line at that point. So I decided to go ahead and do something like this, because this, I can stuff the frame rail with it, prevent the lines from moving by that point, and if I ever need to replace those lines, I can literally just take a 90-degree hook through the holes, grab this, and just pull it through. This is not permanent. And it's cheap. So I ended up getting 2 6-foot rolls of this stuff on Amazon. I'll put the links at the bottom. They are affiliated links for my store, so check out my store. I make a little bit of money. You don't pay any extra for it. So yeah, I'll show you right now how stuffed it is right now, but those lines are not moving whatsoever. Okay, so starting from the back, I went ahead and zip tied these lines together so that way they are fixed. They're not moving whatsoever. I did have some play in this line, so maybe this clip here was compromised, but now that bad boy's not moving anywhere. And it's not like it's bad pressure on it, like this is fine. But now you see the foam in there. There's actually 2 parallel foams in there stuffing the frame rail, so that way the lines don't wiggle around. But yeah, you see it here. And where's it? There you go. You actually see the lines here. You see the vapor line, that's what this white line is, but if you go touch it, like it moves. So it still has some give to it, but it's not like it's squeezing it. But you know, it's not making noise at all. And that's all the way here. Look at that. That's the foam there. And I did, on this, I actually stuck 3 because it does go so deep in there. I stuck 3 parallel rolls of insulation in there. And yeah, so now this bad boy should be good. All right, I'm gonna put that cover on and let's get on the road and see. All right guys, here we go. All right guys, so before it was 1800 to about 2800. Let's see now. Oh my God, yes, finally. See, and that's the thing, this thing was vibrating at normal revs. It wasn't even like I was going wide open throttle or spirited. It was just normal driving like this around the residential, you know? And yeah, there's no rattle. I know I never recorded it for you guys how it was, but it was so annoying. It sounded like a loose cable somewhere in that area. That's it, it's fixed. Oh my gosh, what a relief. All right, so there you go, guys. Most people are able to fix the rattle with just the zip ties. It didn't happen for me, unfortunately. Maybe the way that I did it, maybe because of the areas in which I zip tied it, it left a lot of slack at the front. Maybe, I don't know. But I can tell you that this foam thing works, and again, it's not permanent. If you ever need to get in there again, you can always pull them down. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.